Your new name is Mr. Last name Turbo.
The bike says it.
It's badass, man. This thing is definitely something else. This is the same model that was in the Top Gun movie, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. Same year, same model, same paint job, same bike, but mine has a little twist to it.
It's twice as fast.
It's twice as fast. This is the fastest GPZ900R on the planet. On the dyno over here, we made 165 horsepower to the rear wheel, which is higher than anyone's put on a 900 engine. This is built from the ground up, and this has been a passion of mine all winter.
I remember seeing it on your bench at your shop, and just incredible. It came out beautiful. Really impressed with how you were able to recreate the same graphic that was on the Top Gun bike. How did you do that?
Well, luckily there's actually a company that sells this full fairing kit, and I was able to purchase it from them. It's not cheap, but it comes pre-painted, and their paint job is second to none. And I was able to purchase the stickers as well, just to match the bike from the movie. So I figured, when in Rome, you have to do it.
Yeah, and you got the jacket, the glasses, everything. You pulled up, I was like, man, I thought it was Maverick himself pulling up. I was having a flashback to 86 or something like that. Yeah, you definitely looked the part, brother, no doubt.
Thank you, thank you.
So, yeah, and the bike kind of speaks for itself, man. Can you tell us what's going on here?
Yeah, so this is the most built GPZ900R on the planet. I worked with CP Carrillo for 4 months designing these pistons myself. And it took 3 months after the 4 months of designing for them to get here. So the pistons alone took 7 months to make happen. This bike has Carrillo rods in it, CP Carrillo pistons, kibble white valves, heavy duty valve springs, titanium retainers. It's built from the ground up. Custom web grind turbo cams in it too. I worked with webcam for 2 months to develop these camshafts for it. The ignition's actually stock in it, but I modified the pickup so it's retarded 4 degrees all the time. The transmission's been back cut. It has a forged clutch basket in it as well. Just about everything you could do to this bike is done to it.
And this is not your first rodeo. I met you at Ricerama, I think 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, and you had another turbo bike that we've already done a video on.
Yes. Yeah, that was my 2002 Suzuki Bandit 1200. That's how we met, actually. That was our first video together.
Yeah, no doubt. And and then you also have the CB750 single overhead cam, which everybody's been asking for you to do it, bring it down so we do a video on that too. Yeah. That thing's badass.
That's going to be another horsepower record. I'm hoping to make close to 200 horsepower, maybe even more than this thing with the CB750. So stay tuned for that.
So you've been here for how long now? Have you been working at Kaplan Cycles?
About 3 months, maybe a little bit more.
And you were able to train with Jeff Castine. He taught you how to run the dyno and a whole bunch of other things that I think are going to pay dividends as you go to build these record-setting engines. You got to have a way to measure it, right? So now you got the dyno skills to back up the engine building skills. So
yes,
we're really excited and looking forward to videoing you doing some dyno runs on all your turbo bikes. So that's 3, including this one. There's a 4th, isn't there?
Yes, there's the Turbo Hayabusa, and actually I have the world's fastest bike, 1991, that I haven't showed anyone. It was the fastest street bike in 1991. It went 215 miles an hour in a standing mile.
That's it. Was that a land world speed record?
Yes, it was. It's the record-holding bike. I rebuilt it from the scratch over the winter along with this bike. It's the sister to this bike, actually. It's a 1990 Kawasaki ZX11 that we'll be doing a video on shortly.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And how old are you?
I'm 25.
25 years old. I don't know anybody at any age who's got 5 turbocharged bikes, let alone the quality of the ones you have. So you're definitely way ahead of the curve. And you self-taught a lot of this. You learned from reading all of Mr. Garrett Turbocharger's books, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And through trial and error, also, right?
Yeah, a lot of trial and error. You know, I definitely made mistakes along the way. I blew up an engine or two, but I've got the formula down to a science at this point.
So we were talking the other day about turbocharging a fuel-injected CR500 next, yes. Maybe, huh?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to break 100 horsepower on a CR500, which would be an animal.
That's it'd be a hill climb monster. So yeah, we're working on that and a few other things behind the scenes. But describe the air gauge, air fuel ratio and turbo boost gauge here.
Yeah, so this is an AEM air fuel gauge. I put this on all my bikes. It's very accurate. And I was comparing this to the air fuel setup that's on the dyno, and it was 1-to-1. It was identical. So that means my readings are really correct. This gauge takes a second to heat up, but it tells me my air fuel live. So right now I don't have anything, but if I started the bike, it would show me my air fuel ratio, live, show exactly what it is. And this Mr. Turbo gauge actually came with the kit originally. It was terrible when I got it. I completely rebuilt the gauge.
It looks awesome. Looks brand new.
Yeah.
8,000 miles on this bike?
Yeah, 8,000. Oh, those are original miles too. And this is a 1984, so this is the most sought after rare year. It's an A1 as they call it.
What a machine. Just spectacular. Wow. How many cc's is it now?
So these are 908 cc's out of the box, and this one's 938 cc's. So it's bored out. It has 74 millimeter pistons in it. The stroke is stock. It's actually a stock crankshaft, but I modified the oil journals on the crankshaft myself, so it gets better oiling to the rod bearings and the main bearings. And
now you don't have to send out your cylinders anymore to get them bored, right?
Yes. Jeff taught me how to bore my own cylinders too, so no longer have to go to a machine shop. We can do that all in-house. And Jeff taught me a lot of things, even tricks I used in this engine when it comes to doing valve jobs and things along those lines. Some of the tricks he taught me are already in this engine, so we could see that they're working. I mean, that was probably third gear over here, and it was pulling up.
It was standing right up, yeah.
Yeah, this thing is no joke for what it is.
So you also learned how to weld too. So that's add that to your repertoire of skill sets that you have at like I said, you're way ahead of the curve. There's mechanics twice your age that wish they knew how to do what you know how to do. So we're grateful to have you on the team and looking forward to building some really cool projects with you like this one here. And you've resurrected a whole bunch of bikes in the last 3 months here. Some Primo 750 single overhead cams and the dual overhead cams, and you did a frame up on a KZ1000 LTD, which we'll be revealing pretty soon.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the tins to get painted.
That came out great. So.
Yeah, that thing was in rough shape, and it looks brand new now. So
you didn't believe we were going to get it going, but
I wasn't sure. I had my doubts, but it was rough. But it's matter of fact, we might be able to ride it next week, right? If we get the tank on it.
Yeah, we could ride it right now with a dummy fuel tank, but we just need a solid fuel tank, and the bike is ready to go.
So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the projects you're going to be able to bring to fruition here with us. And this bike right here, speaks for itself. It's freaking phenomenal. Now, what was the rear wheel numbers on this?
I made 165 horsepower to the rear wheel, which is the horsepower record for a 900R with the stock engine. There's some guys who put a ZRX engine, like Billy Blythe has over there. They put one of those engines in this bike, and they made 190 horse, but that's not the original engine to the bike, so I don't know if that really counts. I mean, I could put a Hayabusa engine in this thing and make
that's cheating.
Yeah, so for a stock 900R block, though, this is the highest horsepower 900R on the planet.
It's badass. Now, these wheels are something special, too. These are, correct me if I'm wrong, these are the Performance Machine chicane wheels, right?
Yes, sir.
I had a set on a Hot Rod FXR, and the guy at Performance Machine told me, he said, these wheels are no longer available. They're highly sought after. And I said, he said, they're very valuable. I go, what's a set worth on my bike? He said, $5,000. He said, the wheels alone on my FXR are worth $5,000. I don't know if he meant new or what they're worth today, because I guess the way they're built, there's something special about the way they're built, and they're lighter. I don't know exactly, but
they are. These were the first high performance aluminum wheels out there. These could handle drag strip racing, whereas a lot of the other aluminum wheels couldn't. So that's what made Performance Machine chicane wheels ahead of the game. Road racers love these, drag racers love them. This is the only set I've seen on a 900R on the whole planet.
And they'll polish up like chrome. If we gave them to Carlos or Ronnie or John Lee, they'd have these. They'll shine up like chrome. They're not chromed. They're solid aluminum, so they'll polish up like a new penny.
Yes, yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. How long did it take you to, from concept to riding down the road, did it take you to build this bad boy?
That's a good question. I bought this bike about 4 years ago. Actually, I lied. I bought this bike during COVID. I bought this is my COVID project. A lot of people, they sat down in their shops and came up with something cool, and this was my COVID project. Unfortunately, I ended up blowing up the original engine. It still ran, but it actually broke a ring. So
with a turbo in it?
Yes. Yeah, it was turbocharged. But I ended up, it was the original engine to the bike, and I ended up breaking a ring. It still ran, but I knew something wasn't right, so.
Junior riding a couple wheelies on the 450. Put a helmet on, son, for you fly in the river. I think it's nasty, huh? Let me try. Man, that thing's fresh. That's a Rockstar factory edition Husqvarna 450. Basically a white KTM. Watch out for the stumps. That thing sounds fresh, huh?
It does.
You lost your hat.
And my phone. Hey, don't do that at home, kids. Wear a helmet.
Yeah.
Go to school.
Yeah. No drugs.
Listen to your parents.
Yeah. Do a holy. Do a second gear holy.